All right, so this will be my second YouTube video. Um, Last video I was talking about what is spirituality. Somebody who loves me very dearly was suggesting to me that I think about how wisdom, beauty, love, and truth can help you deal with fear. And so I've been thinking about that a little bit this week, and I was going to talk about that now. So when I think about fear, I think that it is sort of a very valid emotional response to what might be going on around you, but there's definitely like a toxic version of it where it sort of takes over your mindset and it stops you from being able to move forward. Um, when I'm thinking about wisdom, beauty, love, and truth, I'm thinking that it does sort of tie back to basic survival instincts. So if you ever look at the, I guess they call it the Muladhara chakra, like the chakra at the root of your spine, the base of your spine, um, they tend to say it has 4 petals. And we say that there's like the fight, the flight, and the freeze instinct. So that's only 3, but anyway, I think that there's kind of, in a way, there's kind of a 4th one, which is just thinking your way through the situation. You ever seen these backcountry dudes? Maybe they're like a tour guide or they're just hiking all the time, and a big old moose or a grizzly comes up on them, and without any fight, without any running, without freezing up, they sort of posture their way out of it and even get something like a big old moose or a grizzly, which would absolutely win the fight, to just sort of back down and move away. I think that that is another sort of response that you can have to a dangerous situation. So I think fear sort of comes into play when a dangerous situation or something like that comes up. Fear is like triggering your system. It's taking you from wherever you're at back down to the basic survival instincts. But when you get all caught up in it, you get lost. You're not thinking right. You don't have access to the tools that you need to be using. And really, it seems to me that we get into these states because of this idea of the unknown again. I was saying in the other video I made that spirituality is really about your relationship to the unknown, and things that are unknown are inevitable. You're never going to know everything. Depending on how you look at it, you'll never know anything. So you're basically, everything is an unknown, which makes a relationship to the unknown even more important. And yeah, if you have like a bad relationship to the unknown, let's say, that's where fear can really come in and be like your primary way of operating. I don't think whether you're in fight or flight or freeze, I don't think you need to be in fear. Fear can just be sort of a passing stage. It can be a warning signal, a flare that goes up, if you will. So maybe you're in a real heady space at the time, or you're living out from your heart, something very emotional going on in your life, or in that moment, and all of a sudden a dangerous situation pops up. Now it's just full activation of your system. Okay, do you need to stay in that state, or was that just the transition? Do you need to feel stuck in, oh God, oh God, oh God? I don't think you do. And I think that if you have a headspace that you can move into, something that's practiced, something that you're used to, you're familiar with, something you have confidence in, then it can move you right through that fear. And I think that's where wisdom, beauty, love, and truth can come into play um, when responding to fear. So wisdom, beauty, love, and truth is meant to be a sort of framework for spirituality. And as we get familiar with each of these each of these four virtues, let's call them, they're modes of operating that we can draw on. They're not just like emotions or trains of thought. They're like ways of living, ways of approaching life, approaching the unknown. So if you have a good relationship with something like wisdom, beauty, love, or truth, when things shift from wherever you're at in your life to something dangerous, where your system's getting fully activated all the way down to the base of your spine, and you're in full activation mode, if you have a place you can go to where you're not stuck in that transition, then your relationship to the unknown improves, because the feedback loop. Every time it happens, feeling like, hey, that went well, encourages you for next time. So, okay, that's all well and good, but how does something like wisdom or beauty, or love or truth for that matter, really help you deal with whatever is coming up? And I think the reality is that it's just going to keep you in the right headspace. Like, fear is a headspace where you're not really conscious anymore. You're not thinking clear, you're not seeing clear, you're not feeling clear. You're stuck. And if you're stuck, you're not going to be operating well. And so the way that it would help you to deal with situations is by keeping your brain engaged appropriately and your system ready to adjust, to take action. Instead of being stuck in a transition, this fear, this singular emotion, this momentary emotion. A lot of spiritual traditions talk about suffering. And I think one surefire way to be in suffering is to constantly get stuck in transitions, to constantly get stuck in something that is not currently taking place, something that happened or was happening, something you felt, you thought. And if you're choosing to do that, then it is conscious. But if you're not choosing, it's being chosen for you, it's against your will, it's not going to be comfortable, it's going to be suffering. And I think that's really where you start to have a new lease on life, a new way to engage with everything that's going on around you. Wisdom, beauty, love, and truth, you can engage with them, you can move through them, you can design your life around them, you can design your character as a person around them, and other people will see one or the other of them stand out in you. And it will be sort of your modus operandi. And this will all help you when things come up that are unexpected, that are unknown, and it triggers you and you're activated and you feel fear, that you just keep moving forward because you have a sort of relationship with your own survival instincts. And instead of it just being like, oh, I'm gonna fight it, or I'm gonna run away, or I'm gonna freeze, you keep your headspace clear and you move through wisely, or you choose love or truth or even beauty as your way to just guide yourself through the situation. I'm not saying this will help you when a grizzly bear comes up, but I'd rather have a clear head when a grizzly bear comes on me than be stuck in fear.